Hey friends, Mike and Jess here.
And welcome to Regeneration Nation TV. Today we are reacting to a video from Dave Allen. This is Teaching Your Kid Time from 1993. We were 6 years old.
Right?
We were probably getting taught time, or like the process of getting started to being taught time.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at telling time.
Yeah.
Okay? It's
okay. I'm okay.
It's one of the things I'm really good at. Okay?
It is really impressive when you can tell time from the hands of a clock, though. Because nowadays, kids, they have all the digital. Huh?
Without the numbers there?
Yeah. Even better. When they don't have the the actual numbers, that's impressive nowadays.
I was teaching our son how to drive the other day, giving his first driving lessons. And I was like, you know, in your driving test, they're probably going to want you to keep the 10 and 2 positions. He's like, oh, like a clock? I was like, yes. You knew what I was talking about.
Nailed it.
Well done. Well done telling time. It's a great accomplishment.
That is very impressive, too. But we do have the one big clock in our living room has just the lines. There's no numbers on it. And then the one in our kitchen has numbers on it.
I enjoy those clocks.
Yeah.
It keeps your brain working.
It does.
You never forget.
Yeah,
I mean, it is pretty easy. 12, 6, 9, 3. Just figure out the rest.
And then you can use code around your friends who have no idea what you're talking about, who are just used to digital clocks. You know what I mean? Like on your 6, and they'll be like, what are you talking about?
It is kind of sad. You know, I'm a gamer. I play games with my mom still to this day. I've kind of gotten her into games. So it's something we do to spend time together. She lives a little bit kind of far away, so we don't get to see each other. You know, it's 3 generations of people hanging out. My kids, me, Jess, my mom. We all have a good time. Occasionally we'll hop on and play this online game together. And there's a clock mechanic recently in one of the things. It's like a puzzle involving a clock. And you don't have it. You have no idea how many people I've done with that recently. Adults. And they have no clue how to tell the time on the clock. I'm like 8 and 4. And they're like, I don't know where 8
numbers.
is.
Let's clarify.
I'm like,
there's no
you gotta
numbers.
be kidding me. You're 40 years old.
It's just the line.
It's a clock. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this. I feel like I have no idea what we're gonna get into, but we've got the original video down below, links for that. Go check it out. But yeah, let's get into this.
Let's do it.
So one of the most important things we as parents do is we teach our children about time. We teach them important things like reading the clock. You actually think that's important? I'm going to teach you to read the clock. Huh? I'm going to teach you to read the time. Why? Because it's important that you know the time. Why? Because how would you know when to get up to go to school? Mummy would make me. What if Mummy wasn't there? You'd wake me. What if we both weren't there? Wouldn't go to school. How would you know when breakfast was? I'd be hungry. Shut up!
You just taught the kid that telling time on a clock is not important at all. I don't have to go to school anymore.
I go hungry. Hold up.
Somebody came along to you and said, what time is it? And you didn't know, you'd feel stupid. Well, why doesn't he feel stupid? He doesn't know. Let me go through this whole thing. I'm going to teach you. I did it myself with my son. I'm going to teach you how to read the clock. Now, this is a clock. It's not actually a clock. It is a clock, but it's not a clock. It's a watch. It's called a watch. It's a wristwatch because it's on my wrist. Yes, it's a wristwatch because it's on my wrist and I watch it. Yes, it's very good. Now, time is made up of zones, periods of time, all right? There's hours and minute. No, not hours. No, they're not hours. They're hours. They don't belong to us. It's a different spelling. H-O-U-R-S. Not Howards. It's silent. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Now, on every day, there are 24 hours. 24 of these hours. 12 in the day and 12 in the night. I know I said there are 24 hours in a day. 12 in the day, 12 in the night. But a day is made up of a day and a night. What are you, stupid?
He's like, no, I'm 3. Why are you trying to teach me time right now?
He's doing so so good at letting you know what the child is saying without the child being there. It's so funny.
Well, the child's right there in the chair.
Yeah, okay.
You don't see him?
No, I don't.
I couldn't very well say Monday night. Everybody knows when I say Monday, I'm talking about the 24 hours. Now shut up and listen.
Oh my God.
Now, on every clock or watch, there are 3 pointers. They're called hands, all right? They point to the hour, all right? You understand that? There's the hour hand. That's the first hand, the hour hand. The second hand is the minute hand, and the third hand is the second hand.
Oh, no. You lost him. You lost him. You lost him.
Shut up! We'll do away. Forget about the third hand. Forget it. It's gone, all right? It's gone. Now we have 2 hands. On the face of the clock, there are 2 hands, all right? There's the hour hand, which is the fat hand, and there's the thin hand, which is the minute hand. So you have a fat hand and a thin hand, all right? Fat hand hours, thin hand minutes. Right. Now up the top of the clock, you see the number up there, 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is 12. It's not 3. It would be 3 if you joined them together. We already have a 3 here on the side by itself. We don't need 2 bloody 3s on a clock. So it's 12. All right? 1 and 2 is 12. So when the fat hand and the thin hand are pointing at the 1 and the 2, it is 12 o'clock. In the daytime! It would be dark and you wouldn't be able to see it. Now the thin hand starts to move away from the fat hand. It likes the fat hand. Yes, it likes the fat hand, but if it wants to tell the time, it has to go away from the fat hand. So it moves away from the fat hand, leaving the fat hand at the 1 and the 2, and then it comes over to the 1 here by itself. You see the 1 to the right of the 1 and the 2? Now, that 1 is 5.
Dude, what a convoluted and messed up way to teach the concept of telling time. As somebody who did it, oh my gosh, this dude as my teacher would be like, could you imagine having him as a teacher?
Just like, what?
As your first grade teacher,
like,
yelling at the whole classroom like this? Oh my gosh.
Because it is, it's 5. 2 is 10, 3 is 15, 4 is 20, 5 is 25, 6 is a half.
This is
Half!
poor kid. That poor kid.
Because 12 is the whole, so 6 is the half. 7 is 25 to or 35 past.
No way.
So now what's actually happening is the thin hand is moving around the clock from the 1 to the 2, which is the 5 and the 10. And while he's doing that, the fat hand is moving slowly away from the 1 and the 2. Yes, because fat hands move slowly, that's right. Fat things waddle away, yes, that's it. And now by the time the fat hand has got around to the 1, which was the 5, when the minute hand was pointing at it, and the 1 has come back right up to the 1 and the 2, it is now what time? It is not 5 o'clock. It's 1 o'clock. Because when the thin hand points at it, it's minutes.
You need to...
The fat hand points at it, it's an hour.
It's an hour.
Now you be a good boy and learn how to read the clock. And I'll buy you a digital watch.
Oh my gosh. That is pretty funny, but
That
oh my
stressed
gosh,
me
that
out.
was stressing me out.
That
Yes.
stressed me
I'm
out.
like, there's such an easier way to do this.
No, this is
It's
so
much
It's
easier
too
than
much.
that. That is
That
like
poor
a funny
kid.
bit, a funny like
Oh my gosh.
way to do that, but man, like he's right. He's right. If you explain it the wrong way, it is the most insane thing
It
to
is,
comprehend
yeah.
in the
and
world,
you get so like
especially as a kid.
it's like me learning a card game for the first time, I feel like, because if you start saying the wrong thing to me, or you go ahead of it, or you start telling me different things, and like, I don't know. I feel like it's hard to teach somebody something because this reminds me of me homeschooling. And sometimes when I know something in my head, it's the way that I learned it. I already know it. So sometimes when I feel like I'm explaining it to the boys, they're like, that doesn't make any sense to me, Mom.
No offense. I'm listening behind you and I'm like, Jess, let me.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to him either, but it makes sense to me.
If we had to do 100 problems, you would finish first. Yeah. But when it comes to explaining it to another human being for the very first time,
horrible at it.
It's a little different.
It is. I felt like, that's why I was laughing most of the time, is I feel like when I'm teaching them math problems and how to break it down, it's almost like that.
It is. It's all into the teaching and the curriculum you're trying to use.
Yeah,
the method.
Definitely.
That method he was using was so wrong.
Yeah, there's so much going on.
You'll never teach a kid time like that, ever. They'll be 35 years old. This is how the people learn to tell time I've been playing with recently. Yeah. Like, how the heck?
They just gave up because they got yelled at too many times.
Like, bro, how do you not know where the 8 is? And that's easy. We're not even going into minutes and seconds
Right,
here.
we're not doing the
We're
8,
just going with the hours.
8 is 40 and stuff like that. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm tearing up. That's
They don't even know where the 8 is on the clock if you take the number 8 away. It's bad. It's bad.
No, it's not 5 o'clock. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That was hilarious though. That was a really funny idea.
Yeah, definitely.
Taking something that you use every day, and he might have learned it pretty easily in school, but he's like, you know what? I could turn this into a funny bit.
You can. Like, when you take mundane things that other people experience, there's plenty of parents out there that have tried to teach their children how to tell time, and they've probably gone through a little bit of the frustration of not so much. It's like he combined like everybody's experiences into one and did that, because I feel like there's a little bit of confusion when you first start to teach a little child how to tell time on a clock. But
I mean,
and they have so many questions.
And hours. The freaking, this is the first hand, the second hand, and the third hand.
And the second
hand, it's like, oh no.
That was so funny.
You really got to be careful of your wording when you're doing this.
S's though. You say the hours hand or the minutes hand or the seconds hand. So then it's like not second. You know what I mean? Like maybe
it would
that
still
might help
confuse somebody.
Clarify.
You don't want to go, this is the first, second, and third hand. Yeah. Call it something else.
Yeah, something else.
Anyways, that was hilarious. That was our first introduction to Dave. Very funny guy.
Yeah.
We'd love to see more from him. So if you have anything else that you would like to see us react to from him, definitely leave the links or the title of the video down below.
Yeah, help us find it.
We'll do our best to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was funny though. That was hilarious. Thanks for joining us, friends. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye, friends. Peace.